Hey, welcome into the episode number 7 of the Pocket Rock Podcast. We're here at Pocket Rock Podcast Central, and we want to thank you guys for joining us once again here at Pocket Rock Podcast. We've got a special episode for you tonight. This was a lot of fun to record. I hope you guys will really enjoy it. Biscuit with me as usual. How are we doing tonight, Biscuit?
Hello, doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. And we had a really good time with this episode. We first of all, before we get into the episode itself, normally this is where we would give out who's playing where. We haven't had anybody send anything new to us recently, so I'm just going to direct you guys to the website. You can go to PocketRockPodcast.com. Right there on our calendar page, if you look up at the very top of the website, there's a menu bar, and you can click on the button that says calendar, and that will take you to our calendar, and you can see who's playing when and where this week and what time they are playing.
It's not that hard.
No, and come on in and join me here on the video.
Okay, I'm getting my 5 minutes.
Get your 5 minutes in.
Pocket Rock Podcast, Pocket Rock Podcast, Pocket Rock Podcast, and now we're together.
Now we're together. There
I feel better. I felt like you were getting too much camera time.
I thought I was getting a little too much camera
and
time.
I'm the camera operator anyway.
I know. What's up with that?
Yeah,
So
well.
it's not on me. Absolutely not on
Hey,
me.
you told these people about the episode today?
So I was just getting into that. We did something. We had a gentleman, incredibly talented musician, songwriter, singer-songwriter, plays 17 different instruments, I think. Very, very talented dude from Birmingham that was supposed to join us. But unfortunately, he had a show tonight come up, and we ran out of time before we were able to get him on. But we were able to reschedule that. And I know
Sometimes the best happens when you're in a crunch.
I know. And we called an audible, and we talked about calling an audible.
Yeah. Talk about that first thing out of the bat in the episode.
And so, who do we have for our wonderful guest this evening on the Pocket Rock Podcast?
Ladies and gentlemen of Pocket Rock Podcast and Pocket Rock Podcast Nation, we would like to introduce you to a friend, a family member, and no one's foe, the one, the only, Mitchell Adams.
Yep, we had Mitchell Adams on the show, and it was a blast. We talked about a little bit of everything. We had such a good time that we may even have to turn it into another podcast.
If you're listening to this and you've heard us talk about Mitchell's Wieners and Mitchell Adams, this is a good chance to get to know a fan, to get to know somebody else that's not involved in the onstage productions.
Absolutely.
He is a fan. He was introduced to me because of music, and I'm forever indebted to music and the scene.
Because he is such a great guy.
He is the most humble, down to earth,
funny,
hard-working fella, and that you just wait. I mean, obviously, we're about to feed you guys a lot of meat, and it's just a lot of funny, tender meat that you're going to eat today.
Yeah, and we just wanted to allow you guys to meet Mitchell and find out what he's all about, because he's like we say, he's a stand-up, 100% genuine guy, and he's a big fan of live music, as we all are, and it was just fun to kick back and chat with him about everything.
Talk shit. I mean, literally, that was all it was. I mean, we talked, and it was beautiful.
Yep, a lot of fun.
Real quick before we get into it, Troy, what do you got going on this week?
Hunting Delilah's off this week. We have a big rehearsal. We're adding a bunch of music to our show.
Yep.
And so we are off this week.
We talk about that in the
that's right.
in the show today, too.
Coming back next week. Headed to Columbus next week. So, what you got coming up this week?
I have absolutely nothing. Sunday is Sunday Fun Day. Matter of fact.
Oh, Sunday Fun Day this week.
6:30.
A lot of fun.
BotchSFD.com or BotchSFD Facebook. Taking a little step back from Biscuit Knows Best to focus on some school stuff that I'm still doing. Wrapping up my degree.
Okay.
Just got done with an office change at work as well, so a lot of stuff going on there. But something major is going on, and we will bring it to you guys as it opens up and our door of opportunity widens. But
yep.
I have been accepted as a host for one of the newest streams on the internet, known as VPTV. So next week, we'll talk more about that. But
yep.
August 19th, I will be at Iron City, actually hosting VPTV for a concert going on there, which again, that's next week. But I'm really excited just to say thank you to everybody for the 7 great episodes, the 8 great weeks that we've had here with you guys. Thank you for supporting us and continuing to support us. And as those doors open, we'll be the first ones to throw you guys in and share that great news with you.
And we know we were awful last week, and we didn't. We actually had quite a few people contact us and say, hey, where's the podcast? And
excuse us, we like this crap.
it was kind of nice and refreshing to actually hear that people were actually digging what we're doing. So,
absolutely, it tastes like lemonade.
I tell you what, it was a lot more people than I thought we had listening. So that was kind of cool. So.
Without further ado,
let's take them to it. This is episode number 7. Thank you guys once again for joining us. Don't forget you can find out about what's going on where and who's going to be playing where at pocketrockpodcast.com, and you can send us your events and your shows for you bands out there to pocketrockpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll make sure and get that information to you. And that's it for us for the intro for this week. And next coming up right here is the interview that we had with Mitchell Adams. You guys will love it. It's a lot of fun. And we'll be back after the podcast is over to send you home. And until then, thank you guys for listening. Once again, here's episode number 7 with guest Mitchell Adams.
Now on to the show.
I done made up shit already. I'm ready.
All right, so this week on the Pocket Rock Podcast, we had a quick change of plans, and we've got a special guest this week that I think, Biscuit, I think you could introduce our special guest as well as anybody else can.
So the word of the week will be audible, because that's what we've done this evening.
That's very
true. We have thrown the biggest audible known to Pocket Rock Podcast history, which is all of 8 weeks old. But still, we have on the phone from Starlight, Indiana, the one, the only, Mitchell Adams. Mitchell, are you there with us?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Is it a good time to talk with you this evening?
Well, y'all kind of caught me at a bad time. I just opened up one of those damn little cans of Vienna sausages, and let me tell you, they're small. I mean, they're like under small. I don't see how people eat these things without choking on them. They all have some kind of choking warning on the box. I ain't shitting you. I'm enjoying them. I'm sitting out here in the country listening to the crickets and the frogs. And you'll probably hear a dog bark every now and then.
So how are things going up there in Starlight? Have you guys...
Oh, it's good. We had a nice, cool weekend, man. I think we had a low of like 51 Saturday morning. It was great. Produce in the garden's coming on. I've been doing canning. Made a bunch of salsa, like 5 gallons of salsa. So this week I'm going to make me some tomato juice for chili this winter. Because we get snows up here. Y'all don't get snows down south.
Not if we can help it.
And if we do, we get the week off.
Hell, we get snows up here. They close school for a week.
I
get the old snow shovel out and sharpen the blade on it.
I spent a couple of years living in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I think I had as much of snow as I could ever want in that short period of time.
Yeah, that's way north of me. Yeah, that's like frigid cold. That'd be too cold for me.
Yeah.
I'd have to grow my beard twice as long.
I tell you what, the last winter I was there, they had a snowstorm that hit, and the company that I worked for up there was a electronics firm, and they said that was the first time in the 17 years that the company had been in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They originally started in Chicago, and they said that the first time that they had been in Sioux Falls in 17 years and had to close because of the weather. And I think we got, I think it was like 27 inches of snow in about 12 hours, and temperature then dropped down to about 65 below zero. And this southern boy said it's time to go
home. I remember we had that back in '96. I had a young boy at home. It was all I could do to go get milk for him, So, but no, we get snows like that, but just once in a blue moon.
Well, now you do have a little farm going on up there, and You do have some goats. Now, can you milk a goat, Mitchell?
I guess you could, but mine wouldn't like it because he's a billy goat.
Oh.
Hell, he might like it a little bit too much.
I was about to say he might like it more than the other goats.
This is kind of an inside joke thing, but I know Troy will understand it, and some of our listeners will too. Mitchell has a goat. Would you like to know the goat's name?
I would love to know the goat's name.
Fleener.
Why am I not surprised with that?
It's a black one.
What are you trying to say?
And it's very horny also. Not really. I mean, it's got horns on its head, 15 inches long.
It's a beautiful specimen of goat. So have you
It is. I think Troy needs a goat for his new house.
You know,
he actually does, in my opinion, because it takes him 3 hours to ride the Troy-built mower across the lawn. 3 hours.
No. It was 3.5 to 4 hours to push mow it. I can do the whole thing in less than an hour on a riding lawnmower.
Well, where Mitchell's from, it's 15 miles up hills both ways in the freezing snow come December time.
That's right, with no shoes on.
That's
It
right.
is.
Now, have you been
I
shooting your laser up at any FedEx planes lately? UPS planes?
I have not done that.
Or you're just not admitting to it because you know people, like 2 or 3 people listen to this thing.
Well, you've been here. You know they fly over about every 5 minutes, but they're not FedEx or UPS planes.
Well, Brown never let you down.
I can't say
Well,
anything.
a couple times it has.
So we were.
So what are you boys up to tonight? Let me interview you all.
He's going to interview us. That's the other.
Why not?
Mitchell Adams, ladies and gentlemen, he does what he wants. I love
I
him.
want to interview you all. What the hell have you all been up to tonight?
Well, it's been a bit of a crazy night for us here at the Pocket Rock Podcast. We started out, we had a guest that we did get rescheduled, and it is going to happen. But due to some unforeseen circumstances, they had a show tonight, and we were trying to catch them in between setup and the show, and unfortunately, we ran out of time. So we weren't able to have our guest on that we had planned on, but we're going to reschedule that for the future. But the cool thing is it gave us 2 things. We got a lot of tech work done tonight.
We've been teching it
Well,
up.
that's good.
We were able to figure out a lot of the problems that we have with all the camera system that we have going here, and the way that we edit the video for the show.
That's right.
And so that was a big part of our night, was getting a lot of that situated. And then the best part of the night is we decided, hey, let's give Mitchell a call and see what he's doing.
And I think he was in bed.
Well, you're lucky you called me when you did. Because I was going to do a show of myself from a beautiful bride. I was going to give her a show tonight.
It's not even Thursday. You calm down, sir. By the way, there's no relations between me and Mitchell Adams. We just happen to share the same last name. But don't ask us how we get on the same wave frequency in the brain.
I was about to
It's
say,
an Adams thing. They wouldn't understand.
it's got to be an Adams thing, because I don't get the same thing.
Well, I tell you what, I was going to spend the night after the issue with the guest happened. I was just going to go home and watch a good episode of Debbie Does Dallas. But then I said,
Ooh.
I know, right? Good old school stuff. I'm very classy, you know that. And we started thinking, and matter of fact, we got just in time. Juicy from your girlfriend and Throne of
Juice box.
Throne of Eden. He's going to be on the show now because of all the mix-ups this evening, and I was really looking forward to watching my glorious movie that I finally found. But I'll talk to you instead. That's okay.
So I'm waiting for cold weather because it's time for me to start making bulk sausage.
Yes,
I
sir.
like making my own homemade sausage.
Oh,
I can't hang it in my smokehouse and smoke it until it's really cold outside.
And why is
I
that?
gotta wait for that cold weather.
Why?
Why? Because when you add smoke to your meat, it has to be cold. If not, if it's 90 degrees outside and you hang your meat out, you're going to get bacteria. It's going to go bad.
and nobody wants bacteria in their meat.
That's right. Nobody wants rotten meat.
No.
I was going to go with the nobody wants the meat sweats, but okay.
But I have all kinds of apple wood and hickory wood, all that ready to go. I just need some cold weather, so I can throw the meat to it.
Well, I know that you've got a certain select few guests coming up to see you here pretty soon. Maybe they'll bring the cold weather with them.
Well,
I'm going to make some from here.
I'm going to make some sausage before you get here. It just won't be smoked. I'll have to maybe put some of that liquid smoke in there, but it ain't as good. It's got to be hung up and smoked a couple times over 2 days.
All I'm going to say is I know that Biscuit needs to bring some of that back with him for his podcast partner.
I'm flying. Sorry.
I can just see him flying back from Indiana to Alabama with 10 pounds of sausage in this thing and the TSA get it.
Not to mention the case of whiskey.
Right.
I'm just going to send you...
Mr. Adams, what are you doing? Packing all this damn meat around.
I'm just going to send him with a UPS box to send back.
Let me tell you something. There is something special in this life when you wake up and you're on the hill in Starlight, Indiana, and this big, beautiful, bearded man comes out of the room, kisses you on the forehead, wishes you a good morning, and then makes you breakfast. His biscuits and gravy. Let me tell you something. They're to die for.
Oh, I believe it.
And it's the white gravy, so you really don't know.
Oh, that's the good stuff,
yeah. You don't know what kind of love's in it, but it's good. Oh, yeah.
That's why I call it. Hey, my gravy has been nicknamed the love gravy.
Got me good.
Just a nickname it was given by a certain female that I'm just going to nickname Jelly Bean.
Uh-oh.
But now she calls it the love gravy.
She's a fool.
The love gravy.
I love Jelly Bean. I know who he's talking about. I'll have to fill you in on that.
So we're going to have a 80s party up here Friday night at a local bar called 812. So
now the 812, that is ran by...
We're going to sit around and drink some alcohol. I'm going to wear my tutu. I'm going to put my tutu on and my little fanny pack and put my socks up high.
Is that a live band or a jukebox party?
You still with us?
You kind of cut out a little bit on me.
Oh, okay. There he is. Yeah, I thought we lost.
I'm blaming these damn solar flares. I think there's solar flares and this eclipse.
Damn
solar flares coming.
It's all this eclipse stuff that's going on.
That's right. That thing's coming. I think the aliens are going to land that day. As soon as that eclipse happens, all the aliens in the universe are going to come down here and start blowing the shit out of people. That's just what I'm hearing in the backwoods,
What is it called?
The eclipse.
The eclipse.
The eclipse. So the 812, that's going to be a jukebox party, right?
Well, I don't know if they got a jukebox or not. I know they got a DJ.
So it's not a live band.
It's not a live band.
If
they got a jukebox, I'm shit out of luck because I ain't got no quarters.
I'll send you a quarter. You call somebody who cares.
Well, they don't even have pay phones no more.
The 812 is an up and coming local watering hole up there in that area.
Right.
And,
yeah.
And one of the managers I guess you would say Ashley's a manager, wouldn't you, Mitchell?
She's a manager.
She's the HBIC.
She manages to get me drunk every damn time I'm there.
Yeah, she's HBIC. She has
That's a good person to know.
She has turned that place upside down. It's really nice from what I've seen. I'll actually get to visit the 812, so I'll bring you some pictures.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But Mitchell likes to go. He doesn't. Last time I checked, he wasn't a bar person, but he spent a good lot of weeks in that bar here recently.
Well, I know. Well, go ahead, Mitchell.
Well, I think if she put in a couple brass poles, I think I would be down there a little bit more often.
Well, I mean, you could make some money that way too, unless you were trying to spend money. Then I think somebody would have a problem with it.
I'm more of a dancer, than a romancer. I'd rather be on the pole myself.
So not only are we the bearded tutu man, now we're going to be the bearded tutu pole dancing man.
Yeah, but it had to be a big ass pole to hold me. I'm 6'5", 265 pounds. I mean, it had to be a big pole.
That's a lot of can of whoop ass.
So have you?
I ended up doing a face plant.
Have you made the trip up to is it up or is it over to get to Evansville?
Do not get me started. It is south.
It's south.
It is south.
No, it's not. It's dead west of here to Evansville.
Let me tell you something.
I love
Let
Evansville.
me tell you something. You may be on this radio show podcast thing, but you are wrong, and I'm gonna call you out when you're wrong. Because listen to me, Mr. Mitchell Adams. Max War sat in this studio with us, and we had this argument.
We did.
And Max War will tell you, I proved him wrong, and I'm gonna prove you wrong as soon as we're done here. Matter of fact, we're calling you now, so I'm gonna send you a map.
Well, go ahead and do it.
Showing you Evansville, Indiana is south of your current location.
Oh, hell no, it's not. It's dead west.
Okay, maybe it was Louisville then, but I know at some point it gets south.
I think it is Louisville because I think Louisville was what we were discussing before.
But the fact he said dead west, I ain't gonna argue with it no more.
Okay, fair enough. So I know you like to go over there and tell us a little bit about I know me and Biscuit are big fans of the place, but what's your take on the illustrious club up there?
Oh, on KC's?
That's
Oh, I
the
love
one?
it.
Our good buddy
I
Chad.
love it. They have like 4 KC's in Evansville. I'll go to the one on the Green River, which is KC's. It's on Green River there. But then they opened one called Marina Point, and I've been there once.
They've got 4
It's open.
locations now?
All 3. There's 3 sides open. I mean, you get a nice breeze up the Ohio River.
Oh, cool.
It's really nice. But I think they're just going to keep it open during the summertime.
Okay. So what is the
But
one?
you know, I mean,
are they doing live bands at all 4 locations? Did we cut out again?
So I road trip every time I go.
What which locations at KC do the live bands?
Something's going on. It's beeping.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's being.
It's okay. I think maybe I was getting another call. Hell, I don't know.
You might have been.
You are a very important person.
But no, Evansville's nice. I love Evansville.
Well, hopefully.
I like to get hunting Delilah up there.
We're working on it. We're trying desperately to get up there. We just got to get somebody to pay attention to us.
Hello.
We played a new club last weekend over toward Auburn, Opelika area.
If I get hunting Delilah up there, my life would be made. I could send you home some sausage.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm ready to do it. Just whenever we can make it work, I'm up for the road trip.
Well, good. And I'll bring my sausage.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Hell, I also keep a grill back in my pickup truck. I got one of those hard shell toppers for it.
That's a true statement.
Hell, if I go
Nice.
fishing or something, I'll just whip it on out and throw my big sausage to it. And I'm talking about the grill, not my wife. So I'm always on the go. I'll make you breakfast. You come up to Evansville.
I want you to tell a story, Mitchell Adams. I want you to tell us a story.
What kind of story?
Well, I want our listeners who may not have ever met you to understand about the tutu and why we call you the bearded tutu guy.
Well, funny story about that. As a prank on my 40th birthday, which was a little bit over 5 years ago, my neighbor lady made me a tutu. She said, "I made it for you, Mitchell." She said, "because I know you're crazy enough to wear it." So I put it on, and I drank a whole bottle of that cheap-ass Jose Cuervo one night, and took some pictures, and they ended up on the internet. And Cameron Cleaner said, "You know what'd be funny? If a 6'5", 260-pound man come to one of my shows wearing a tutu." So, I kind of had my doubts about doing it, but I pulled my tutu on and I did it. And hell, it went over good. I was scared people were going to make fun of me and want to start fights, but shit, I got hugs and kisses and a few telephone numbers. Don't tell my wife that, but it happened.
Angie would send you. Angie would tell you to go on, and then she'd laugh because they know they'd send you back.
Yeah, after about 6 minutes they would.
That's right. What's your last name?
Angie.
So we
Yeah, after about 6 minutes.
So
All right, go ahead.
we've got we've got an issue going on the circuit that I want to bring up to you, and I want to get your opinion on this. Are you prepared to get a little deep in your thought process with us?
Well, I'll try.
Okay.
I ain't gonna promise I ain't been drinking a little bit of homemade wine tonight.
Well, I mean, I would only imagine you did if you live in your area.
Yeah.
I'd do it. So, what are your feelings? What are your thoughts about some of these bands who are leaving us?
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. There's a couple bands that I caught wind of. I don't know, taking a break, I guess you'd say, or a vacation, trying to pursue different things. I mean, they rock my socks off. I mean, I follow them everywhere. I follow them on Facebook. I've been to Alabama to see them. I've been to Evansville to see them. Been to Louisville to see them. And it's really heartbreaking to me.
It is to me too, and I think my issue is that I think it's a symptom of things going on in the industry. I think it's also, I don't know. I know with Hunting Delilah personally, we've had to reassess what we do a little bit lately to try to make things more crowd friendly and less. I don't know.
Right.
You know, we're.
And I can see that. I mean,
Yeah, you know, it's, and I appreciate what everybody wants to do, and I wish that things could be a little bit more. I don't know. It seems like we've lost a lot of clubs recently.
right.
In the past, I know that you know, I can name on both my hands, you know, clubs that have been lost, like pretty big, good band live music venue clubs that have closed their doors in the last 5 years just because I don't know if we're losing people going out to see them. I mean, what do you see on that end of it?
Well, I think a lot of the reasons a lot of the bars are closing is they got so much overhead. You got electricity, you got rentability. I mean, they can't pay what fans want or what they deserve. You know, I mean,
Right.
if it was up to me, I couldn't see paying a band less than $10,000. But that's me. But I don't rent a building. I'm not a bar.
Well, I know a
person,
bunch
you know,
of us out here wish that you did.
Yeah, right now, hey, the Sloppy Mitchell is open and serving
Hell
hot
yeah.
dogs, serving wieners.
I'd throw 10 pounds of sausage in on the deal too, sweeten it up a little bit.
No doubt.
That's it, free beer and chicken.
But you know, I mean, everything's getting expensive nowadays. I mean, me, I really basically kind of live off the grid. I grow my own stuff. I do my own meat. You know, yes, I'll go to the store and buy hot dogs just because it's a pain in the ass to make hot dogs.
Right.
Now,
But,
what is
you know,
in a hot dog?
It's
You
just
know,
the price of living. It's going up, and it's going up every day.
I know. Unfortunately, and you know, it's in an industry where it seems like that the higher that people's expenses get, the less people want to actually pay for their services. So, I mean,
Right.
because it's rough on everybody
Right.
everywhere, and I don't think that a lot of people have a lot of disposable income like they used to. I don't know.
Now,
Right.
I'm gonna kind of take the reins away here because I started this, and I really, I know you can be a little emotional because you're an Adams, and we can be emotional and be men about it. But talk about
Yeah, I'm emotional all the time.
talk about the exit of your girlfriend and what it means to you, and why your girlfriend was such a pivotal point in your life and what you became and what you've done over the years with your girlfriend.
Well, I mean, I think I was at their very first show in Louisville. I met them, you know, kind of hit it off. But bands are more than just bands to me. I mean, they're friends. They're people that I've grown to love, and I've watched them grow. It's like having your own kids. You know, it's like watching them grow up from being a little bitty kid to growing up to be a rock star. I mean, even though I've only known them for 4 years or right about 4 years. I was there the whole way. I watched them grow, but I cried the last show I saw them at.
Same.
So that was, but I got feelings, and mine were breaking. My heart was broken.
That's right, and that's what that's a lot of what we talk about here, and that's what I know. That Troy and I talk about it, and you and I talk about it a lot throughout the week during our messaging sessions, Mitchell, about what live music really still does mean to people. But for some reason, there's a bridge that was burned, and we're trying to steadily rebuild that bridge. But there's always something going on, like a crosswind, to throw that bridge back out and sway it. So now we got to go back in and reshape it.
Well, I've been a fighter my whole life. Sometimes when bridges burn, sometimes you just got to swim.
Yeah. And
there don't have to be a proverbial bridge there.
Right. And I know for me personally, it's about I have a feeling in my soul that live music and what we do as musicians is getting ready to come back around. I feel like we're this close.
It's that cycle. It's a cycle.
I feel like it's getting at the end of the bad part of the cycle, and it's getting ready to pick up again, because I think there's going to be a backlash a little bit in society from. I see things all the time now. I'm starting to notice things where people are saying, "Get out, do, go, connect." I'm seeing those kind of things a lot more in society as a whole.
Well, for the last 10 years, we've sat in front of a TV screen and pushed buttons. At some point, somebody has to say this is unhealthy.
Right. Well, and it converted over from that to the phone, from the TV to the phone. But I think there's a
we're pushing buttons and touching screens here.
Right. But I think this is another way to expand on the. Another tool that we can use. I think that's what's starting to happen, is that people are figuring out a way to use social media and technology as tools instead of as a crutch.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I don't know if social media is helping or hurting bands nowadays. You can sit on your couch and not even have to put clothes on and watch a band.
I know.
I don't know.
Maybe we should start a pay-per-view subscription for the band.
Now that's an idea.
You're gonna sit.
Hell.
You're gonna sit at the house and enjoy it. You might as well pay for it. That's a
right.
ticket. That's a ticket. That's not a cover charge. That is a ticket price. I don't believe in cover charges.
Well, $5, $10. Hell, you used to be able to get CDs through Columbia House for $1, and then they end up charging $9,000 at the end of the damn thing. So I don't know.
The wheels are starting to turn in my head.
Oh, I know. Well,
hello, are you there?
See,
yeah, we're here.
the thing is
damn hillbilly internet. I ain't shitting you.
The thing about it is there's a new platform out there that a lot of people can use, and it's called the internet. And it's not new, but there's new stuff invented every day that I think if we work together, we definitely can push some new things out there in order to enhance the viewership. But to do that, I think at that point you would have to charge people to enjoy that enhancement of viewership.
Right.
Because Facebook Live is just that. It's a live feed from Facebook. One camera.
Right.
This is boring.
Well, I'm a social person. I like going out in the crowd, and I like hugging people and licking faces and kissing babies and
giving small children's whistles.
You can. Yeah, I'm passing out whistles and aggravating people.
Damn whistles.
So you can't do that at home.
You can give anybody at home you want to a whistle. I guarantee it. They'll take it.
But you know what I mean. I like being out in the crowd. I like meeting people and hugging people. That's how you make friends. People forgot how to make friends and how to keep friends nowadays.
Yeah, I'm still. I'm with you. I'm from that old school side of things where you get out and you do and you meet and you touch hands and shake hands and
You touch hands.
touch hands.
Touch hands.
Hands,
In case
like
anybody-
as in
okay.
shaking hands.
No, you just touch hands. Okay, got it.
Or
Well,
high
we'll
five.
just see how the
High
night
five.
progresses, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say, he said touching people. Hey, wait a second.
You know, but it's the whole idea of getting out and making contact with people, and I just think that's the only way that you can truly make friends with other folks. You know, it's very difficult for me to comprehend making friends with somebody that you've never met through photos.
You know,
on
a
Facebook.
handshake and a hug means a lot to me. I mean,
Amen.
Yeah, but
fashion, but
it's the same way people make enemies. Never meeting people.
well,
I don't get that either.
And
Right.
it's funny because I'm gonna bark on this for a minute, but earlier today, Mitchell, matter of fact, made a post talking about social media and how social media pretty much allows us to either love or hate people we don't know, regardless if we've ever met them, regardless if our opinion about them is 100% pure, the opinion made by our own thought process and abilities to create those thought processes. So he makes this post, and the only thing I could do is share the post and say, thanks a lot, damn dull Facebook. Because he's right. The same way you can get to know somebody on Facebook, it's almost like double the chance that somebody's going to find something against you.
Right.
And I think that's definitely playing a part in what we see going on out there.
amen.
You remember that post you made, Mitchell?
Yeah, I remember that post. I didn't quite word it the way you did. You used those damn fancy words.
Well, I mean, I do have to elaborate on your explanation of thought processes.
I put my words nice and simple, you know. So
Well, I mean, I do want
I'm a
to.
simple man.
Well, you are simple, and because you're simple, I did a little bit of research while we were talking, and I want you to know, for the record, in case I ever say it again and anybody questions me, there are 96.16 miles from Starlight, Indiana to Evansville in southwest direction.
It's mostly west, though.
Oh, but it says on Google. The Google said. The Google. How do you argue with the Google?
I can argue with the Google. The Google is not always correct.
I can too.
Did you run a string?
Let me tell you how I can argue with the Google. When we went to a funeral down in Alabama, everybody knows what I'm talking about. If you're a friend of the Biscuit and Mitchell, you know, and the Velcro Pygmies. We was in Florence. And I said, Google, take me home. It took us over the damn swinging bridge 3 times and that other bridge 3 times until we finally got on the right road. So I can argue with Google.
So it puts you down a one-way street that go in the wrong direction.
It did. It took us in a 20-mile circle 6 times. I ain't shitting you. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Just kept on going over a bridge and come over another bridge.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me not one bit.
You know, maybe it was my Indiana Google. It was lost in Alabama. Hell, I don't know.
But it's still.
It happened.
I'm looking at a different map, and it's still telling me southwest. So we can agree to disagree.
Okay, well,
Well, but if you walk,
it's southwest.
if you
There you go.
if you walk 10 feet, and during that 10 feet
Hey,
you take one step to the left, that's a direction change.
as known by the liberal agenda, yes.
Right.
That's it.
I did not vote
That's
for
it.
any liberal this past election, but yes, that is Southwest by rule.
That's correct. By rule, it is southwest, but by intelligence
now I
and
will say-
normalcy, it is west.
There's no. I will say to the exit for Evansville, it is due west. It's once you get off into Evansville and you got to get to the heart of Evansville, you go south.
Got it.
I was winning on technicality, is what it was. I looked at a map.
I drive basically 55 miles due west, and then I drive 3 miles south. So there you go, southwest.
There you go. See? And I'll remind him of that.
I'm sorry.
Next time I see you, I'm going to remind you of that now.
You're right. I was wrong. You don't want to argue up here in Indiana with me because you won't be getting no homemade wine or wiener.
Well, hey, I ain't got nothing to say to that.
You know that nice, comfortable air mattress it can spring a leak during the night.
No, you already told Dix and I if we put a hole in it, we're buying a new one.
Hey, you just go watch over rolling over in your sleep.
Well, I mean, let me tell you something. People need to understand when you go up to Starlight, Indiana, to see Mitchell and his wieners.
Right.
You are in for a life-changing experience.
I tell you what, every picture and video that I've seen of these gatherings, they're not just meeting ups. They're gatherings. They appear to be like family reunion, and that's why I'm dying for the band to play a show up there, so that we can get.
Troy, you're welcome.
We lost you.
You're welcome up here anytime.
Oh, there you are. Hey man, I tell you what, I would love to get up there, and I'm gonna do my best. We're gonna backdoor it or something, and get the band up there so that we can all come and hang out.
It is something else. I mean, you're talking about family reunions. These guys are very close up there. They've known each other years, and it's clockwork.
Yep.
You know who to tell. Okay, I need you to bring potluck this and potluck that, but recently, we have welcomed a friend, pretty much family member at this point. Her name is Ashley, and Mitchell likes to tell people he likes to get strange because her last name is Strange.
Oh, okay. I know who we're talking about now.
And when we were up, of course, we go back and forth a lot through the years. We try to make it 2 or 3 times. And when we were up for Memorial Day, we decided to host. And I say we decided to host. Mitchell was graciously enough deciding to host a big, what'd you call it, Mitchell? Mitchell-palooza?
Mitchell-palooza.
Where all these people brought food, we camped, bonfires, we flew a drone, we crashed a drone, the aviation people are probably still looking for us, but poor Ashley, she was just so excited. When I tell you she cooked 5 dishes, and we ate on them for 3 days.
My God, I wish I had some of our damn hash brown casserole right now.
See, now, you know she's going to listen to this, and you know you're about to get some. So there you go. Talk about Uber ordering.
Well, and I tell you what, see I'm old school Southern Alabama. Born in Florida, but grew up in Alabama, and have family in South Alabama and North Florida. And when we had a gathering, there was some food.
But this girl, I mean, she was just like, I'm in, I'm all in. And we ate on it. Oh, Troy, when I tell you we ate on it for 3 days, 3 days. The same hash brown casserole.
That's no lie.
That's good. That's a lot of hash brown casserole.
3 days, green bean casserole. 3 days, fried chicken.
Preach on. Keep going.
Mitchell would make meals, and it's like, okay, when Mitchell cooks, the world stops for us because it's that good, and we enjoy his gifts that he shares with us. But it was like, why are you cooking? We've got, and it took 3. I can't elaborate. 3 days.
Don't forget about Joni's tater salad.
Twice baked potato.
See now,
salad.
y'all just talking my language right now.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
Joni's pink pie.
Oh, her pink pie. Oh yeah. Not to be.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't come to Indiana without eating Joni's pink pie.
He likes to get
it's that damn good.
Mitchell eats a face full of it.
What's the flavor?
Pink.
Strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay. Strawberry.
Yeah, strawberry cream pie.
See now,
it's strawberry cream pie, but I call it pink pie just because I like saying the word pink pie. You know.
Well, as you should.
That's just me.
It's kind of like he runs out of the shower screaming, "He's moist! He's moist!"
See now, I had some pink pie recently that was it was a strawberry lemonade pie.
Ooh.
And it was probably some of the best stuff I've ever eaten.
Who do we need to call for that one?
It's actually, I'll tell you about it later because they're not a sponsor and they're a chain. So I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you off air. But I tell you, have you ever had lemon icebox pie?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Take lemon icebox pie and put strawberry flavor in it. There you go.
Mm.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Let me tell you what Mitchell likes to do. This is something he did this now, and I got to witness it without him knowing. Dix and I snuck up to Indiana at Christmas.
I saw a video of that.
Okay, without he and Angie knowing. Only one person knew, and we were reluctant to tell that person, but we could trust him. But we didn't want anybody to know. But we knew if we pulled down the driveway in my vehicle, something's they'll notice. Well, of course, it was all a big surprise to him, and he said, "Well, now you get to watch me cure my hams and get them ready." I said, "What are you gonna do?" Well, he had these 6 big old hams. He put in pantyhose.
Yeah.
He dropped them in pantyhose.
Yeah.
He basted them, pasted them, popped them in the head one good time, put them in the pantyhose, tied it up, and he wrote the date on it.
Right.
And what's ironic is it was 98 days between when we left and when we were back up there. And then it was another 98 days between when we left and went back up for Memorial Day when he took them off the hook.
Right.
So I got to see this process.
Right.
And this man cured his own ham hung up in a smokehouse in Indiana.
I don't doubt that at all. I mean, that sounds like the way you do it.
I don't think I ever got to try none of it, though. I was kind of confused because Ashley Strange cooked. Have I said enough about Ashley Strange cooking? 3 days worth of food.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I mean, they're still hanging in the smokehouse. They got to go through the heat and the sweating process. So, hell, I ain't even looked at them in about 3 months.
You never know what.
But I'm sure they're doing good. They're ready to eat.
The best asparagus I ever had in my life came from.
I was going to say, it sounds like some of the best ham you ever get right there.
He
So yeah, I mean, I'm anxious to try it.
What all meats do you smoke up there?
I don't know. I smoke my sausage. I do loose sausage and casing sausage.
Okay.
I do hams. I make Canadian bacon, which is just basically a big pork loin, like the back cut of a pork. The long things you buy at Kroger's.
Yeah.
And I salt them down for about 5 days, and I'll smoke them for about, 6 hours a day for 2 or 3 days, And it's kind of like a Canadian bacon. And
you go really
that's really
low
my
and slow?
favorite out of the sauce. It's good shit now.
You go really low and slow with them?
Well, see, my smoking process in the smokehouse, it doesn't cook them. It just adds smoke flavor.
Oh, okay.
That's why it has to be cold.
Gotcha.
So I'm just throwing smoke to it, So it's still going to be a raw piece of meat when it's said and done.
Okay. So I'm a bit of a foodie, so I'm always fascinated by the different cooking process. I love to cook myself, not cook myself, but
right.
I also love to cook, and so.
Well, good.
I just like to baste myself and sing songs in the shower about basting myself.
Now, I do have a big smoker I like to throw with me, too. And once again, I'm not talking about my wife.
Right.
I'm telling you said that.
And she's sitting here next to me, I think. She's usually lurking around the corner when I'm talking to somebody on the phone. But anyway. I got a smoker that I smoke ribs and pork butts and all that good stuff.
Excellent.
Low and slow, baby.
That's
low and slow.
Make it fall off the bone tender.
Oh yeah. Yep. Nobody wants to choke on a bone.
No, absolutely not. And I'm a big fan of just all kinds of cooking processes. So I watch food porn all the time, Food Network.
Right.
And always trying to. Actually, one of the things that I've done lately that I really like is the different videos that you see on Facebook and stuff, Tasty and all those different pages or whatever they do the videos, and I think I've probably saved about 15 or 20 of those, and I try one out every now and then, and we haven't had a miss yet. So
I'm pretty good at cooking pizza rolls.
I had a miss a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
I saw something on Facebook, and you're supposed to stick these hot dogs inside these jalapenos, those jalapeno peppers.
Yep.
And I tried that, and
with a hot dog
my
inside?
wiener was a little bit too small, and it fell right through.
Oh.
So
That's
I
a
don't know if
big
I got to
pepper.
find smaller jalapenos or bigger wieners. Yeah, with the hot dog inside, cheese and all that. So I don't know. My wiener fell out.
I hate it when that happens.
He's killing me tonight. He's on it. God, he's killing me. I don't laugh at these anymore. Like, I'm like, okay, I've heard them. I'm good. Like, I enjoy watching other people laugh. But that's the first time I heard about the jalapenos.
Well, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what the hell they call
He's American.
them.
Oh my goodness.
So, how are the polar bears up there? I hear you guys have some polar bears hanging out up
Well,
there.
we have polar bears up here in the Louisville Zoo, but don't come and see them if it's storming. They hate lightning. If there's lightning and thunder in the area, I mean, they lock them up tight.
Polar bears are afraid of thunder.
Who knew?
Don't look like that. Troy is looking so confused.
I have a look on my face like I'm missing out on an inside joke.
No, you missed.
No?
No, they are afraid of thunder. I went 6 hours up the street to see a polar bear, and it thundered, and they shut the exhibit down.
Oh, I get you. So these were real
Yeah,
polar bears.
Yeah,
And okay. Well, that makes it. Which zoo is this at? Louisville Zoo. Okay.
I've never
6
heard of
hours
scared
away
polar
from
bears. I
Louisville?
mean,
I didn't think Louisville was that far.
it's actually it's technically 7, but it's a 6-hour drive.
Oh, from here.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking that you were saying that it was 6 hours from Mitchell's place, and I'm thinking
no, I'm 20 minutes from Louisville.
that's what I thought.
He's actually. I'd like to be a little bit more specific. He's 20 minutes and 3 gunshots away from Louisville.
That must be something else that I'm missing out on.
They're serious now in Louisville. You gotta be careful. They're serious around that horse track area.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
Mitchell took us to our first horse races. Matter of fact,
Really?
Memorial Day.
Very cool.
In
Went to Churchill Downs.
Sure did.
Very, very nice. I miss Louisville a lot. I had I actually got to spend a few shows playing at
Phoenix Hill
Tavern, and so when I heard it closed,
Miss
that's
that
another
place.
one. Phoenix Hill's gone. The Auburn Supper Club is gone. You know,
I don't know how I feel about Supper Club. It's either rest in peace or thank God. I love to hate the place, but it was
man,
it was magical.
I had amazing experiences.
And that's
at
something
Supper Club.
Mitchell has heard us talk about, and he's said once or twice that he wishes he could have come down and experienced that.
Mitchell, you would have loved Supper Club.
Well,
and here's the thing is that,
I wanted to. I really wanted to.
well, and they started out the guys that ran that also used to have a club in Montgomery as well that was called Brodigans, and this was back in closed in the mid '90s.
before my time.
They it was early to mid '90s they closed. But at the time that they were open, Brodigans was a star in the Southern club circuit. I mean, it was, if you weren't any good, you couldn't get in there. Because it was, I got to see, I remember hanging out there and seeing not only great bands like Eli and Sidewinder and Chinatown and Atomic Angel and just so many others that there's too many to mention. Subway, Baghdad, just all these great bands. Child that became Brother Kane. All these bands used to play there and got to be good friends with all the musicians that would come through there all the time. And they also had live national acts. I mean, I saw George Thorogood there. I saw Blue Oyster Cult there. I saw Nazareth there. I mean, it was a great time. You would have loved those clubs.
Huh.
But no, we get to go to Diamonds.
I sure do miss Phoenix Hill. We had some good times there.
Yeah, that was a great place. Spent quite a few shows there. So
It's just a big empty lot now. They done tore down the old building and
wow,
auctioned off everything, and it's gone.
that's crazy.
Just like the Supper Club empty
Yep.
lot.
I know.
But the Supper Club's different. The Supper Club had investors that were going to put a condo for students, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's now what is it, Mitchell? Diamonds it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Diamonds. Diamonds concert hall.
So Diamonds is the place. Is that a club now, or is that a music live, just a strictly show live music
Well,
venue?
they have live music. I mean, it's a big billiard hall too. I mean, they have probably 20 or 30 pool tables.
Oh, okay. So they're open on the nights they don't have live music.
Right, right.
Okay.
But they have like 4 stages in the whole place.
Oh wow.
It's kind of like a Floribama situation, just
Got it.
up on a greater scale, nicer.
Got it.
Way nicer than
Awesome.
Floribama.
Well, I think they also need to have Hunting Delilah up there.
Diamonds.
Yeah, I'll take it either way.
You know, if you're sitting there listening to a band called the Velcro Pygmies and you don't like listening to them, you can go right next door and listen to a Hank Williams Jr. tribute band. You know,
That's cool. So there was I remember when I was out on the road with McQueen Street back in the 90s, there was a club in Boston that was called Venus de Milo's. And it was like that. It was, I think they had 12 or 14 rooms, and every room was different. Like they had, rock in one room, and, comedy in another room, and country music in another room, and one room was one kind of dance music, and another room was a different kind of dance music, and you just bought a ticket, and you could just walk. It was like one long hallway, and you could just walk back and forth between the clubs.
Or if you're really lucky, you can catch Puddle of Mud have a breakdown at Diamonds.
Puddle of Mud, you can catch having a breakdown anywhere.
By the way, did Mitchell? I don't know if you knew this either, but did you know Wes had a breakdown last night?
Who did?
Wes from Puddle of Mud.
No, I did not know that.
At Pub Fountains. Yes, the Pub Fountains in Texas.
Not surprised.
Yes, it was something else. He showed up late and he didn't play worth a dang. I mean, if you're there for bad musician, I can play all day for you. I got a guitar player. Mitchell plays a mean recorder.
You know what?
Hey, I tell you what, I got me a scrub board that I can play.
Hey, yes, sir.
You know what? I think
I got me a scrub board. I can play.
I may have found the perfect job. I just came up with it in the music business. The perfect job, and this is all anybody would have to do, and they could make a mint. Make a killing.
This never ends well.
No, this would end great. This would end great, and you would play almost every night, and you would make a killing doing it. And I just now figured out how to do it.
What?
Okay, here's the trick. Tell me what y'all think of this. I'm going to put together a band that can play grungy style, similar to Puddle of Mud type of music. Those bands from that era.
Okay.
Well, more like Fuel.
Okay. Early 2000s.
That sort of thing. Right.
2000s.
Right.
Gotcha.
Because that fits in with their genre.
Hey,
okay.
Everybody's buying it right now.
Okay. It's a good thing. Hey, Hunting Delilah plays some of that stuff, and it always goes over well. We don't play a lot of it because nobody wants a ton of that kind of stuff right now, at least on the club circuit. But you could do all of that kind of music, and I know the musicians to do it, and all we'd have to do is have a motorhome that pulls a trailer. And what we would do is we would follow Puddle of Mud.
I thought about that like 3 months ago.
We would follow Puddle of Mud, and anytime
Clean up their
we
mess.
would just pull up in the parking lot wherever they were playing, and when they went in and had an epic meltdown, we would be able to walk up to the owner and say, "Hey, we've got our gear. We can take over and finish the night out for you, and we'll do it for half of what you were going to pay them."
And the band name can be Mops.
Mops for the cleanup. That's it, man.
You know when
the Mops.
When he had his meltdown, and this has been
copyright Troy and Biscuit, 2017.
Mitchell Adams was included. And
Yay!
this will just show you, but I had this thought process back when Wes and them came to Iron City in Birmingham before Iron City turned to Voodoo. Voodoo shut down because Voodoo was owned by the same guy who owned Iron City.
Iron Horse.
Yeah, Iron Horse, not City, sorry.
Yeah.
And I had that thought process that night. I was like, what if you were just the musician who just said, you know what? You got all these people here. I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yep.
And you just jumped up there.
Pay us half, man. Pay us half. We'll jump in right now and save the night.
I mean,
and I tell you what, as many breakdowns as he has, I could make a career out of it.
Oh yeah, it would be that song, If I Can Make a Living Out of Loving You, because I'd love me some Wes at that point.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wes. You want another bit of this?
Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
You sure you haven't had enough today?
All you have to do is, they don't respect you as an artist.
Breakdown. And Mitchell can sell wieners.
Absolutely.
Hey, don't y'all judge me, but take a listen. Okay, hold on.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Did you just crack a beer?
It's not. Well, maybe.
Is that what I heard?
I said, don't judge me.
Oh, okay.
I just looked at the clock. It's beer 30 up in Starlight.
It's almost 11:30 here in Starlight.
I'm surprised you're drinking a beer. I mean, you got that great whiskey out there. Mm.
Well, it might have been a beer. It might have been a diet soda. You don't know what it was. It just sounded pretty.
It's all about the sound effect.
It's all about. Well, you know.
That's right.
Mitchell's had the privilege of living like a 21-year-old this weekend. His eldest.
And it damn near killed me.
His eldest turned 21 this weekend, and like a good father should, he showed.
And
his
now
son.
my eldest. My eldest son turned 21.
Yeah, the eldest son. I'm sorry.
So you took him out and showed him the ropes.
Oh yeah, and it was a success. I mean, he rode home 15 miles with his head out the window.
Nice.
He made it.
Tapped out.
He made it.
I had to go wash the passenger side of my truck the next morning.
He made it past. He made it past midnight by about 5 minutes, according to the time stamps.
Hey, as long as he got past midnight and talked about Ralph to his shoes.
Yeah.
That's a
Right.
successful.
He made it to
Fortunately,
like
had somebody watching
12:02,
out
so
for him.
he made it.
How was and then the next day you guys went to Cincinnati?
We did. We went up close to Cincinnati. There's a gambling boat up there. He wanted to learn how to gamble, so I'm like, well, hop in the truck. So we went on up to. It's called Belterra. There's a racetrack up there in Kentucky in Warsaw where they race NASCAR, and it's about 3 miles from there.
So that's
So
cool.
Now,
Kentucky Speedway, I think it's called.
if you ever been to a casino with Mitchell Adams, you'll know he's a very lucky man.
Oh.
And he talks to these machines, and these machines talk back to him. Makes me mad. Makes me. I can't stand it.
So did your eldest come back up, down, or even?
He came down. He was up at one time, and you know how it gets when you're up a little bit. You're like, well, it's their money. I'll give it back to them.
Right. Well, and see,
Like
that's also my philosophy. Once you're playing with house money, you're just paying for the good time that you're having.
I'm
Now-
not Jewish
Right.
that I know of, but when it comes to being up on house money, I become very Jewish. Put it in your pocket and leave. It's very hard to.
But he wasn't impressed. He said, well, I could take it or leave it, so.
Well, most time, the first time you go out there, you're not, because you realize you work hard for your money.
Yeah.
And it's a hard
Mhm.
concept to understand, but the first time he goes out there with a buddy and he hits one time.
Yeah.
Lord
Well,
knows.
my personal opinion is I've always been the kind of guy that's been like, if I'm gonna do it, this is what I'm gonna. I'll put the money aside and say this is what I'm gonna spend on that, and if I blow it, that paid for my good time for the evening. If I come back
Right.
even or up, it's successful. But I'm never gonna go below
I'll leave
that
my
because
debit card in the truck.
I'm not a gambler. So I don't, the biggest night that I've ever had any time at a casino was in Reno, Nevada, back in the early 90s when I was on tour, and we had played a show and walking through the casino, because they put us up in a casino, because
Of course.
everything out there is a
Of course.
casino. They put us up in a casino, and I decided, well, I gotta say I played the slots in Reno, and I had a quarter in my pocket, and on my first pull I won $80, and so I played the rest of the night, came up $800, ended up $800 for the night, but it was all on a quarter. If I had
Nice.
lost it all, I'd lost a quarter.
Mitchell takes a 20 into the casino, sits down at a fishing machine,
Right.
rubs it, and everybody knows the story about Jacob and everything, but he goes, "Come on, Jacob, I need something." I forgot what he needed at the time. He was working on one of his many outdoor projects, and he said, "Come on, Jacob." Sure enough, what was it, $700?
Something like that.
That was
It was pretty damn good. Pay for the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
That was at the Tropicana, and matter of fact, it was the weekend that Loxley debuted.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, because we went up there for that, and he put his hand up there and said, "Come on, Jacob." He hit that thing about 3 times, and boom, $700.
That's cool. I'm always amazed at some of the stories I hear about that kind of thing. That's very
Right.
cool. Very, very
we
cool.
could probably start a new podcast on gambling superstitions
Oh goodness.
and the tales of the slots.
Yeah. Tell me about it. And I tell you what, I think this is cool.
He gripped the ball.
I've enjoyed this, and I know we don't want to keep Mitchell all night because it's late up where he's at. But I think this is.
Well, hell, I just opened a beer now.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, hey, I don't have to go to bed
so-
anytime
So it wasn't a diet soda.
Well, maybe it was a diet root beer.
Okay, here we go. I see.
I think we might have to start a new podcast, a new
Nah,
three-way
but it is getting
podcast.
late. I got canning to do tomorrow.
Oh, do you? What you canning? Salsa?
No, I got cherry peppers and banana peppers. I like putting them in a nice sweet vinegar. I don't know what the hell you call it. But anyway, I put it in a jar and put sugar and vinegar in it and
No.
let it set. And they're good to eat with a pizza.
Hey, two things then. You brought them up. First, canning. My supply's low because Shelby's been cooking and it's been really good. Secondly, I'm looking forward to Arnie's pizza, so I'm requesting my own pizza.
Well, what about the chicken house?
Well, that too. I mean, see, Troy, you should
I'm
see,
lost
you should
right
see the
now.
look on his face. He's so lost, and my heart's just like, come on. I think it's 23 days, and then we'll be up there. So.
Okay.
Troy, there's a place up here called the Chicken House. It's a restaurant. They got the best damn fried chicken you ever eat.
Oh, sounds like my kind of place.
And I will send you. Remind me, Mitchell. I'll send him a picture of the plates.
Okay.
Okay, now I'll be naked in the background.
Fair enough. Well, I certainly hope so.
Well, your little thing will get lost in chicken wings.
We'll have it hidden with a chicken leg.
Is it good down home Southern fried chicken?
Oh, they fried in lard, dude. I mean,
Oh,
that's,
that's the bomb. That's what I'm talking
oh
about.
yeah.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
He quit talking and rubbed his mouth.
That's what I'm talking about.
And if you look up the hill, it's PGA great Fuzzy Whitaker's house.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah, Fuzzy Zeller lives right above it. You
Zeller.
can see it
Fuzzy
when you look
Whitaker,
out the window.
Fuzzy Zeller.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's huge.
Oh, I can imagine. Those PGA golfers are
Fairly low.
worth a little bit of cheese.
That's right.
Most of those guys are worth a little bit of cheese.
So.
I might actually take Biscuit to meet Fuzzy. I'll knock on the door and say, "Hey, Fuzzy, this is Biscuit."
Hey, okay, you're not Tiger.
He's either going to shoot you or give you a hug. Hell, I don't know.
What? Yeah, you never know.
You never know. Maybe this could be a start of a new friendship. Who knows?
Might
golf.
be.
Free golf for everyone.
He actually has a golf course. Fuzzy's the golf course, and he can see it from his house. Rumor has it he hits golf balls off his back deck and tries to get a hole in one.
Are you serious?
Well, I don't know if I'm serious or not.
Gee. Oh, okay. That's a rumor.
That's
okay.
that's rumors. That's just rumors that I've heard. You know how rumors are.
Oh,
Sometimes
yes.
they're true, sometimes they're false.
Yes, I know how rumors are. So, what is your plan going forward here, coming up in the future with the Wieners and any other events you have going on? You got anything good planned?
Well, you kind of cut out on me.
Oh.
You're gonna have to repeat that.
You got anything good
What?
planned?
Do I have anything good coming up? No,
Yeah.
just canning. You know,
Any big rock shows coming up in the area?
Got a party coming up Labor Day weekend. Probably gonna be 900 people here. Sounds like.
Nah, it'll be 7.
Somebody made a personal invitation on Facebook and invited the whole nation.
Look, I told Shelby to quit being overzealous about things and let it just work itself out. But she told me she was gonna post that under my name, and I told her don't do it, Mitchell. You know she does what she wants. We're losing you.
So who knows? I mean, yeah, you're losing me.
Boo.
It's that damn eclipse. I ain't shitting you.
There he goes. But you know, I didn't invite 900 people. That was Shelby. She said she was gonna post it from my page name, and you just can't stop her from doing what she wants to do.
Oh shit, you know how I am. I don't care. I don't care if there's 5 people here. I don't care if there's 500. More the merrier.
And that's a fact, Jack.
They just got to bring your own damn beer because I ain't supplying 500 people beer.
That's right. That's right. Well, hey man, I really appreciate you sitting in with us today. I know you.
Well, I appreciate y'all calling me.
I'm telling you, I think this might be a we might have to add another podcast to the podcast family of the podcast. We're just gonna have to build our own podcast network. It's gonna happen. We
do it.
We need to do another podcast with Mitchell. I just think that it just needs
anytime.
to be. We talk food and cooking and smoking meats and
we didn't even touch
hunting and fishing or whatever, man. We talk about it all. That'd be fun.
Let's wait till about the middle of November. We'll do it again, and I'll tell you all about my hunting season and what I'm doing with my meats. I even can meat. I pressure can meat. You just open up a jar and bam, it's done.
Awesome.
So I can go over that with y'all. It's good shit.
I tell you what. We may have to come up with another podcast. Something a little more regular than wait until November. We'll talk about it. We'll get in touch with you.
Down home with Mitchell Adams.
I tell you what, we can come up with something for sure.
Co-hosted by
let's do it.
And Biscuit. Well, I'm
all
sure.
right, guys. I love y'all a lot. I'm always here for you, and I'm a big supporter. Mitchell's Wieners and all.
Absolutely. Hey, and brother, we appreciate it, man. It's been great having you on.
Overall supporter of live music in general.
All right, well, I love y'all, and y'all take care, and we'll talk again later.
Well, love you too, bud. Thanks for being on with us.
Take care, Mitchell.
All righty. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was Mitchell Adams joining us here on the Pocket Rock Podcast.
I love that man.
Man, that's so much fun. I'm seriously.
Yeah.
We need to discuss another podcast with Mitchell, just the three of us.
And bring him in on a phone line rather than a messenger line.
Absolutely.
Get him in here clear.
Absolutely. I think we could. We'll send him a microphone and figure out a way to make it work.
It's doable for real. I mean, that's the joy of this. That's the joy of this industry, though. I mean, I didn't know that man before live music took over. I didn't know anything about him.
Right.
So that's just one of the very few connections that have been made over the years, and he is one of my best friends in this whole wide world.
Strictly because of live music.
Strictly because a band brought us together. Music.
And see, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to do this tonight, and that's why I thought it was such a good idea, is because, we talk about this podcast, and I know we originally had somebody set up, a musician to be on, but sometimes it's good to do things like this and just talk to some of the people that are fans of the music out there.
I think it's more important to talk to them than the musicians. You want to know why?
Why's that?
Because they want to talk to us. The musicians don't.
That's true.
I'll be honest. I enjoyed that.
I absolutely enjoyed it.
Appreciate you trusting my judgment call.
I did. It was a great
Except
judgment
we
call.
forgot it was 10 o'clock his time.
Time difference.
And that's another thing.
That's okay.
You can't find people like that who sit out there and just talk to you.
See, what we'll do is we'll record next time on like a Sunday afternoon or something.
Oh, yeah.
In the afternoon, where it's not so detrimental to
And that is
sleep.
That is insane.
I know.
So
It was
I
fun.
really enjoyed that.
Well, I'm glad.
And I get to see him in 23 days. So.
That's awesome. Well, you'll have to bring back lots and lots of pictures, and we'll post them on the Pocket Rock Podcast page and the Pocket Rock Podcast website.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we want to thank everybody out there for joining us here on episode 7. It's been a lot of fun. I can't believe we've gotten 7 episodes into the show. another great guest. It was a lot of fun, and we do have a musical guest set up for next week. I've already cleared it, and I know we've got some other guys that we're going to get also recorded this week, so that we'll build up a few episodes for the future, and so hopefully we won't have the kind of downtime that we've had here recently. But we had some personal family things that we took care of, and got a little bit of a new path planned out for us. So hopefully that's all going to work out good for Pocket Rock Podcast in the long run.
And we appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. This isn't always an easy listen, and it's not always comfortable, but we really hope that this episode today brought you some laughters and some smiles for your Tuesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday twilight, whatever you
know. I've always heard that the first 50 episodes are figuring out what your show is actually going to be, and
ours is figuring out what cute little banner we're going to put on our video feed. His fault.
Yeah, we'll get it. It's other way. There it is. See, we're playing with the video now. But the cool thing is now we build a couple more of these type of things and get them a little situated, and we'll be able to have that sort of thing for.
And and then we haven't really discussed it yet, but opportunities are starting to open up a little bit for us.
Absolutely, we've got some things, some irons in the fire.
Some meetings, Biscuit's got to go sit through.
That's right.
And because Troy's too good for meetings, I got to do all his dirty work.
Troy's just busy. Troy's just busy. Hunting Delilah's actually taking the week off this week.
That's a beautiful thing.
But the reason is because we're not playing out, because we're bringing a whole new set's worth of music before we go back to Columbus, Georgia next week.
On the 19th.
On the 19th. We'll
so you guys are going to be up at the lake this weekend?
No, actually we're going to be at Hunting Delilah Central South.
Okay, so we're
South
not on
Campus.
The lake. Okay.
Not on the lake. No, South Campus this week.
People don't realize Hunting Delilah, they're kind of a big production deal. They've got rehearsal spaces all over the central.
We have two. We have the lake rehearsal space, which is not owned by us, but granted to us by a good friend, and then we have we have Hunting Delilah Management Central, located in two places, and then we have Hunting Delilah rehearsal space down in a little ways south.
So there you go, people.
It's just because we're spread out. The guys.
Well, I mean,
we're all
he keeps
spread out,
making excuses. I'm trying to sell his band for him. Jesus.
Well,
Shut up, Troy.
We're just spread out all over the place, but we are in the middle of trying to set up, bring a bunch more music. I mean, we're bringing in another 20 songs this week.
So Hunting Delilah will now be the artist formerly known as, and their new name will be Mops. If anybody's looking for
the Mops.
Mops.
No, that's going to be a side project.
Oh, is it?
Mops.
No, I think Hunting Delilah would be a side project after that, because Mops would take off.
I tell you what, it'd be.
Why do you call yourself the Mops?
Hilarious.
Well, we got our start cleaning up after Wes.
The guys from Puddle of Mud pull up in a parking lot and look out, and there's that motorhome again.
You know the good thing about
this? Are they following us? Who are those guys?
You know the great thing about this conversation?
What's that?
A, Puddle of Mud's not going to hear it. B, if Puddle of Mud hears it, we've made it.
Yeah. Either that or we're going to get cussed out online, which just brings more attention to us.
Look, I got a guy up here in Chilton County, Alabama.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Chilton County, Alabama. I sent him to Walker County. I got people in both places. We can get him a little bit of tooth and get him on his way.
We're going to get good.
That's it. Get him a little bit of tooth.
Get that boy some tooth.
I never smoked that white devil again.
Man,
I do not freebase cocaine.
I do not freebase cocaine. I promise I do not freebase cocaine. Well, occasionally. I mean, I might.
If I'm sitting in church and it's a hymn we sang 100 times or a sermon I've heard.
That's still one of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my
life. I want to know if
awesome.
It's true. Like, I've always wondered if it was a true, honest to God commercial for Redstone Arsenal.
No, absolutely.
I don't know, because, I mean, that video. Anyway, it's for a whole different, another
pretty
time.
Hilarious.
I think the wife's calling. I think it's time to turn the lights off here at Pocket Rock Podcast and mosey on down Rock and Roll Boulevard for the evening.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here at Pocket Rock Podcast. It's been a great fun night. We really appreciate Mitchell Adams being on with us here And we'll definitely have to do that again, and definitely have to sit and talk with him about maybe another little side something we can get going.
Men of the
That'd
round
be fun.
table.
Men of the round table, something.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something. But we will be back next week. We did take last week off. We thank you guys for hanging in there. We definitely appreciate the kind words that we got
Yes.
for people saying they actually missed the podcast the week that we were off.
They were very confused.
Yeah, so we really do appreciate you guys listening to us. We have had a wonderful time doing this. It is such a fun thing to do. And don't forget, if you're a band out there and you have any shows, we're still about promoting the live music. Send it into pocketrockpodcast.com. The contact page on the website will get you to what do you call it? What's the
Touchdown.
Touchdown, exactly.
Oh.
No, we have a form on our contact
Yes.
page that you can fill out and send in, and we'll get. See, and it's getting late now, and I'm
Yes.
starting to get tongue tied. And then you can also send it to pocketrockpodcast@gmail.com if you have an event. I saw some events going on in North Alabama this week. I think there was a Renaissance festival going on somewhere up around Florence, I think. And but nobody sent anything in, so we're gonna. Like I said, I'm not begging anymore, but I'm just letting you know, if you want to send your event in or your band show, just send that into pocketrockpodcast@gmail.com or pocketrockpodcast.com, and we'll get it up for you guys. So it's been a good night.
That's it.
It's been fun.
Great time.
Thank you guys so much for
Once
listening.
we finally got recording.
Once we finally got recorded, we had what, about an hour and a half.
We took a week of not recording. A week. I guess
Yeah.
you say a week off, but it wasn't really off. We like Troy said, we had issues going on inside our families that are more important than this,
Right.
and they always will come first.
Right.
But and we can't. We had a whole week to make one
Issues
more
is not
banner.
really the word, because that sounds like a bad thing.
No, it was okay. I mean, it
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
bad.
good stuff.
You know, family.
It was good stuff.
We had
family functions.
Functions. There you go.
Functions
Issues,
that had to be
functions.
taken care of.
But I mean, we couldn't even make one little banner for that big span.
That's okay. We've got our marching orders from here on out, and we've got lots of things to take care of. So, but thank you guys once again for listening, and until next week, I'm Troy.
I'm Biscuit.
This has been the Pocket Rock Podcast. Y'all go out and see some live music.
Doo-doo.